Let's take a look at the next drill in our butterfly series. And this is going to be a flutterfly drill with our couple pieces of equipment. We're going to be using fins, we're going to be using a snorkel, and then we're going to be using blades right here. These pieces of equipment just help kind of isolate, help enhance field movements, and allow us to really just focus strongly on how we're moving through the water. Let's start out with a kick. Here we're going to be doing this with a flutter kick. This is just to kind of allow us to really be able to see how we're going to set up everything here with the arms and how we want the arms to move through with the water. The flutter kick is going to assist us with just keeping everything to be constant, and so that way we can really feel like we're going to be moving forward as we travel through the water. So let's go over those key items. Here what we want to look for is starting out with the feet, having everything here be nice and pointed. We want to see a semi-aggressive kick here, kind of seeing here the turbulence that's seen at the water here in these frames. And what we want to look for in the kick is going to kind of just be what we like to refer to as a natural knee bend with the kick. We don't want to see anything be excessive or having that leg just kind of be so stiff that it's going to be impossible to move. So what do we mean by excessive? Excessive would mean something like this, where the feet are coming up really, really hard and kind of approaching this 90-degree mark right here as we're moving through the water. What we would see then is just a lot of up and down movement, but here we would be kicking air. Under the water, what that would look like again would be at another 90-degree bend, kind of keeping those feet here under the water. It would be very difficult to get them up to be up here at the surface. So that natural knee bend is really important. So kind of seeing here where the feet are at their upwardmost point, what we would want to focus on is just having a good driving down kick downward here. We like our athletes to kind of think about like they're kicking a ball under them, so that way they can really feel like they're going to be just again driving the foot speed here, so that way we can really focus on having this great kick. The blades right here just help really enhance the feel of the pull, and we'll take a look more at this a little bit later. So we're going to kind of start here a little bit backwards. We like to see here the hands exit out at the hip area, and then we want to see these arms be really nice and long throughout the duration of their recovery. So check that out right there. Here we want you guys to take special note of how the palms are facing backward right there, and then as we cross the T right here, what we're going to see is the hands then shift to go downward. That's going to relax the muscles here on the shoulders as we move through the water, and then we can focus on a really great landing. We want to see these hands being in front of those shoulders. That's probably one of the most important things that we like to teach through on this landing. The snorkel here just allows the head to stay in line and for the athlete not have to worry about breathing so much. On that landing position here, what we want to see is the just kind of some things again we look for in the butterfly stroke. We look for those shoulders. Then what we're going to look for is the hips to rise a little bit, and then of course the feet. And we can still do that here with it, even doing with a flutter kick. On that landing, then what we want to kind of focus on is driving the shoulders to go downward and the chest to go downward here, while keeping the arms and the shoulders up here at that surface. So kind of think about of a plane landing across the surface and skimming across the surface of the water there as we're going to be moving through the water. And then we just want to look for consistency in this movement as we're kind of performing it. And we're doing a really, really nice job right there. Take special note again of where those hands are landing and making contact along the surface of the water here. Beautiful job right there. Okay. Underwater here, what we're going to take a look at then is just going to be the kick. So here, as the feet are going down, we kind of said again, we want our athletes to think about like they're going to be kicking a ball. So we're going to want to see those feet go a little bit more actually here under the body than where they are right now. Going under a little bit is just going to help produce that stronger kick to really help our athletes really feel like we're going to be moving through the water. On our return view, we're going to look for those same things. So here, perfect, check that out. Look at that landing position right here, each arm. Boom. And then what we really want to focus on is just driving forward. We see no driftage right there. So that's really important for our athletes. Beautiful job right there by our athlete. Here we have a really good, nice, strong kick. As we back up, hands coming out here, both time at that hip area. Look out how nice and long those arms are. See here how those arms are facing here behind us, the palms right there. And then as we begin to cross the T, then what we're going to do is relax those palms so that way when we make contact with the water, just like here, the shoulders are going to be in a very, very natural spot. And we then just focus on driving to go forward here. Beautiful job right there. Let's take a look at the underwater view of that catch. So here we see a little bit of an outward shift of those arms, but then we're going to get into that catch. So kind of see, let's actually go one frame closer. Okay, what we would look for right here then is for those arms to be forming what we like are those power triangles. So here we could see the arms, the hands actually be a little bit deeper and a little bit closer to the body. We're a little bit outside of that right now. Here, what we again would want to see is just that the elbows be actually here on this left arm a little bit deeper as we're moving through the water. Allowing those to get in that ideal spot is going to really allow us to feel that best combination of speed and power, so that way we can really grab that and then throw that then into that next stroke cycle. And check out our head and our chest here are also about the same plane. We're doing a great job here of having the head tucked in between the arms. Our head here could be up a little bit higher, keeping the chest at that same spot. Now remember, athletes are going to be able to perform these to various ability levels. So it's really important that we're giving them feedback to be able to how to improve their strokes and their drills so that we're setting them up for success. Overall here, if you found some great value out of this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe.